Hi, I'm Andrea. Thank you so much for joining me for this 30-minute yoga practice. I've got a yoga mat. If you are without one, find an area in your house that's got some carpeting. Maybe you've got a sturdy rug, not something that's going to trip you up or slip out from underneath you, but something solid and that has a little padding for you would be preferred. That'll be your yoga mat for today. I have 2 yoga blocks. A great substitute would be 2 thick books. And I've got a folded blanket, which is the throw blanket from my couch, but you could use a beach towel, a bath towel. Once you've got your props, we will start standing at the front edge of our mat, or whatever it is that is acting as the front edge of your mat, with our feet hip distance and parallel. And then bring your arms in front of you, palms face each other. Let's make some big circles at our shoulder joint. And allow that to inform our arms as they float along our sides, to be turned out from those shoulder joints and not just from our wrist. Your chin is parallel to the ground. A little soft bend to our knees. And then pause to stop, so that we can start. Part of what we start is to turn the arrows of attention inward instead of distractedly outward. That's probably going to be the hardest thing we do this whole yoga practice. Your mind is going to wander. It just is. Things will happen. Life goes on. But we see if we can't continue to come back to our breath. Come back to this moment. Not worry about what's happened already or what we think might happen, but fully live into this moment. That will be our goal. Staying with that focus on our breath, adding movement inspired by our breath. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, V. And then just exhale, float your arms along your sides, palms facing out. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, V. Exhale, float your arms along your sides. Let's add more. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, V. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Take your hands first onto your thighs because we can use them almost like a prop. Press into your hands and feel your spine get long, but not your chin jut out trying to do all that work. So it's a little more subtle, with our arms pressing. You could imagine a string from the base of your spine out the crown of your head, getting a little longer. And then we'll take that length with us as we exhale and float our hands maybe down our legs a little bit. But if it crumbles into a fold, we've gone too far. So find a place where we can still explore space. And then slide your hands back up your thighs. Take your arms wide out to the side, thumbs to the sky. And then we'll stand in our mountain with our palms facing out. We'll keep adding. Inhale, V shape. Exhale, hinge at your hips, hands to your thighs or shins or ankles. Slide your hands up, inhale, and then bend your knees as deeply as you need to get your palms flat on the ground. We'll step back into down dog, and I want us to really push into our arms. This is shoulder stability. We'll focus a bit on our shoulders today in this practice, so let's bring it into our old friend downward facing dog. Step your feet as wide as your mat. Come up on the balls of your feet and bend your knees deeply. And then when you push into your arms, let it inspire length on your back body, side body, and front body. Walk your feet forward, hip distance, front edge of your mat. Slide your hands up, inhale. Slide your hands back down, exhale. Inhale, rise, reach, thumbs to the sky, V, and then arms along our sides, palms facing out. Our arms along our side are part of that shoulder focus. Think smiling collarbones, not just a flick at the wrist. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, V. Exhale, hinge at your hips, hands to your thighs, shins, or ankles. Glide your hands up, bend your knees, palms flat and shoulder distance. Push into your arms a lot as we step to down dog. Balls of your feet and bend in your knees is probably a pretty good bet. Maybe you're now hip distance with your feet. Let's shift shoulders over wrists and then bring your knees to your mat. not quite like hands and knees, a little further back in space. We are currently in a modified plank. I want you to do this the way that I don't want you to do it in the future, so you know what I'm talking about. Collapse your chest in between your arms. Not what we want. Push the ground away and feel muscles step in to do the work. It brings you out of dropping into your joints. And you might even feel core work happening when you actively push the ground away. All of that is desired. This collapse is not what's desired. Now, shift your body weight forward, but keep the integrity in your shoulders. So keep pushing the ground away. There's a place where you kind of can't go any further and where your fingers start to really grab you. Let's remember to push into the ground. A great way to also think about that is instead of caving in between your shoulder blades, you push the ground away and you fill that area out. You'll keep that push away. Elbows are next to your ribs. Let's go slowly all the way onto our belly. There's a lot of shoulder strength and stability in that move. Now uncurl your toes and bring your forearms parallel to the side edges of your mat. Traction into a Sphinx pose. This is our shoulder mobility now, and we want both. We want stability and mobility. Press into the tops of your feet until your kneecaps lift, so we know our legs are working also. And when we talk about mobility, again, your chin is going to try to do it. Our necks are quite pliable. Our shoulder blade area of our spine, kind of not so much. So we want to encourage that into what we're doing now. Lower down and interlace your hands behind your back. If that's tricky, hold a kitchen towel in between your hands, that's fine. Drag those knuckles back behind you. Let it really, truly smile your collarbones. Press into the tops of your feet so your legs are working. Imagine tucking your tailbone, and remember, we're not letting our chin try to steal the show. And then you might drag your knuckles a little bit more and just see what you find. That's a lot of what's called extension at your shoulder. Release it down. Place your hands next to your ribs. One last little shoulder extension, shoulder mobility into our cobra pose. Beware the chin, right? Lower down. Here's some shoulder stability. Curl your toes under, firm through your belly. We have to push the ground away like we were doing and come to all fours. You might feel that strength. Then find a hook in your tailbone. Continue to push the ground away. Let your tailbone take you up and back into down dog. Walk your feet forward to your hands. We arrive at the front edge of our mat. Feet are hip distance and parallel. Slide your hands up, inhale. Glide your hands down, exhale. Inhale, rise, reach thumbs to the sky, V. Float your arms along your sides. As we stand here in our mountain pose, can you kind of feel, in fact, let's do this together. Interlace your hands behind your back and drag those knuckles down. Be careful, your chin will try to step in, your low back will try to step in. Let's be quite specific to that shoulder blade area. I actually do this when I'm standing in line at the supermarket to remind myself to not continue to hunch, which is a bit of a habit we probably all share. Unlace your hands, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, V. Exhale, hinge at your hips, hands to thighs, shins or ankles. Glide your hands up, inhale, palms go flat, push the ground away, down dog. We're on the balls of our feet. Come to plank. Remember, we're not collapsing into our joints. Bring your knees down, keep pushing the ground away. See how slowly you can lower onto your belly. And then uncurl your toes, either cobra pose or maybe Sphinx pose, or if you loved that interlace, you could do that again. Lower down, curl your toes under. Here's our shoulder stability. Push into the ground, come to all fours. And then let the hook in your tailbone take you up and back into downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward, feet are hip distance and parallel. Slide your hands up, inhale. Glide your hands down, exhale. And then we inhale, rise, reach thumbs to the sky, V, and we'll stand with our palms facing out as if we were doing our interlace all over again here in our mountain pose. Stepping wide, we want to move our props so that they're easy to find should we choose to use them. One block and then the other will be just spilling off the long edge of your mat. And this long edge is going to become the back edge of your mat. The other one will become the front edge of your mat. We'll step wide and take your arms wide. This is a good measurement or a starting point for our measurement. Turn your right leg out so that your right foot is facing the short edge of your mat. Cheat your left heel back at a 45-degree angle. Now, let's try this on for size first. So bend your front knee and let there be a straight vertical line from your right knee to your right ankle, and then straighten your front leg, lower your arms for a second. We're setting up a few things. Don't change this stance if you can help it. Take your right arm to the sky, thumb to the sky, and then pat yourself on the back. For many reasons, I'm sure, but pat yourself on the back. Left arm out to the side, thumb faces down, and then you'll take the back of your left hand to the small of your back. Another little trivia, this is a flexion at your shoulder joint. This is extension, like when we did our belly back bend and interlaced. You can move your two hands towards each other. They might even touch each other or hold on, but I wouldn't be in a big rush to do that. Let's just enjoy that our shoulders can do all this movement, and then bend your right knee. And here we are with our hands tied behind our back in a warrior pose. It's almost like we've got our quill of arrows behind our back. Let your right arm release and take your right forearm across your thigh. You're going to go at about an angle, like a 45-degree angle with your chest. Then slide that left hand behind your back, maybe into the crux of your right hip. And we're in what's called a half bind in our side angle pose. There might be some among us who want to take our block either inside or outside of our right foot and place our right hand on our block. So that's up to you. If that speaks to you, go for it, but it's totally fine to keep your forearm across your thigh. And then we have 3 moments here. Take a look down and move your prop out of the way. Come upright, arms wide out to the side in our warrior 2, and then we'll straighten our right leg and lower our arms. Turn all toes to face that long edge of your mat. And then rotate at your hip. Left foot will face the short edge of your mat. Right heel sneaks back at a 45-degree angle, and we bend our front knee, and our spacing should be pretty good. We were just in the other side of this, but always good to check. Then lower your arms, straighten your leg, left arm to the sky, thumb to the sky. Pat yourself on the back with that left hand. Right arm, thumb faces down, and it's back of your right hand to the small of your back. Those two might work towards each other, but you don't want it to feel like you're strangling yourself. So just find a place where you can maintain it here with your quill of arrows behind your back, and then bend your left knee, and here we are. Warriors with our quill of arrows. And we'll take a few moments to breathe in shoulder flexion and extension. Actually, hip extension and flexion too, but that's that's more than we need to know at this point. Release your arms, straighten, just your right arm, your left arm. Weave this right arm behind your back. Good Lord, I almost forgot. That's what happens when we're live. Bring your left forearm across your thigh. Slide that right hand behind your back. You can keep the forearm across your thigh or decide to take your block inside or outside of your left foot, and then weave that right arm behind your back. It's our half bound side angle that we almost didn't get to on this side. Now take a look down, move your block out of your way, come up to warrior 2, this time I really mean it, and then straighten your front leg and turn all of your toes to face that long edge of your mat. Now we'll turn our right leg out, cheat our left heel back, take our arms wide out to the side. This time your legs stay straight for triangle, but not locked straight, so a little tiny micro bend is good, and it's not a side bend. We want to lift this left hip up, hinge at our right hip, take our hand onto our block on the outside of our right foot. Think spinning inner upper arms away from each other. That's going to inspire our shoulders to stay open. And then weave your left arm behind your back of your left hand to the small of your back, or even into that hip crease. and a couple of moments here in a half bound triangle pose. If you don't mind, keep your left arm behind your back. Take a look down, bend your right knee and move your prop out of the way. We'll come upright. We've got our left hand behind our back. Now we've got our right knee bent. It becomes a bit of a plie. So we'll straighten our right leg, turn our left heel in and bend both knees, and then pat yourself on the back with your right hand and move that left hand up to any degree to find it. So we're in a plie, facing the long edge of our mat. We've left our triangle behind, and here we are with our right elbow to the sky and our left arm up our back. Straighten both of your legs. Release your arms wide out to the side. Cheat your right heel at a 45-degree angle. Turn this left leg out so that your left foot is facing that short edge. I remind you, we're not bending at the waist, we're hinging at the hip. Reach way out, find your block on the outside of that left foot. Right arm starts to reach towards the sky. We spin our inner upper arms away from each other, and then take either the back of your right hand to the small of your back or tuck that into the left hip crease here. And we'll pause a couple moments in our triangle stretch. Half bound triangle. This is our setup for our plie, or some people call it goddess pose. Look down, bend your left knee, move your prop out of the way, but let's keep our right arm behind our back if you don't mind. Straighten your left leg, and then turn your right heel in. Weave that right arm up your back, bend both knees, left arm to the sky, thumb to the sky, and then pat yourself on the back with that left hand. Maybe your two hands move towards one another a little bit or quite a bit, and we'll pause a couple moments here. Then slowly straighten your legs, release your arms, turn all toes to face the long edge, heel toe, and we'll move our props with us as we make our way back to our original front edge of our mat. Standing with your feet hip distance, facing that short edge. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, V. Exhale, hinge at your hips and hands to your thighs. Inhale, lift your heart. As you fold in, take your hands to your mat. Really oomph into your arms as we step back into our down dog. Lift your right leg back behind you and step that right foot forward. I think many of us are going to need to help it along. Great. Walk your right foot to the right just a little. You can bring your hands onto your blocks. Our back knee is off of our mat unless you prefer it down, which is also a way to do this. Add bend to that back knee so that when we upright our bodies and V-shape our arms, our torso is quite upright as well. And then pat yourself on the back with your left hand and bring the back of your right hand to the small of your back. Maybe those two move towards each other. Kind of a familiar arm positioning at this point. We stay here together for 3 moments. Release your arms wide out to the side and then V-shape. Bring your hands maybe by way of your blocks to your mat for a down dog. Either stay in down dog if you'd like to, or shift it forward, shoulders over wrists. Remember shoulder stability here. Bring your knees to your mat and continue to push the ground away. Let's see how slowly we can lower to our bellies. And then once we're on our bellies, uncurl your toes for either cobra pose or any of the other back bends that we ventured into. Lower down, curl your toes under, trunk and shoulder stability as we come into all fours, and then the hook in our tailbone takes us to down dog. Lift your left leg back behind you. Step that left leg forward, help it along if it's helpful. Take your hands onto your blocks so that we can heel toe our left foot to the left. Get a nice solid alignment. Bend your back knee, your right knee, and then we'll upright into a V shape or maybe arms wide out to the side. Pat yourself on the back with your right hand. Back of your left hand to the small of your back. Maybe those two wander towards each other a little bit. And we pause. And gently release your arms wide out to the side, maybe even V shape. And we take our hands, possibly by way of our blocks, back to our mat and into downward facing dog. Walk your feet to your hands, hip distance and parallel. Slide your hands up, inhale. Slide your hands down, exhale. Glide, arms to the sky, V shape, inhale. And then we float our arms along our sides, palms facing out. One more, inhale, V. Exhale, hinge, hands to your thighs, maybe to your shins or ankles. Slide your hands up and then bend your knees to put your palms flat on the ground and walk back to your down dog, or in my case, to your actual dog. Hi, boob. Lift your right leg behind you and then step that right foot forward. It might help it along. We'll straighten this front leg, which means I'm using my blocks. You might want to as well. Heel toe that right foot to the right, turn your left foot, back foot flat. Think hinging at your hip. Keep your left hand on your block, rotate your right arm to the sky. In theory, you're not letting your hips swing out. You want to hug that right hip underneath you. And I just want you to note that these twists are in the same part of our spine as our back bending was. Unwind. Step yourself into down dog. So bend your front knee and spin on your back toes. Once you're in down dog, lift your left leg behind you. Step that left foot forward and help it along. Our two legs will straighten carefully. Heel toeing our left foot to the left, back foot is flat. And then right hand remains on our block. Left arm spins open. We try not to let our left hip spin out with it. And we're just noting that our twist is happening from the same place our back bendy shoulder business was happening. Unwind, bend your front knee, spin on your back toes, scoot your blocks out of your way, come to down dog. From down dog, shift your shoulders over your wrists, bend your knees, put your feet on your mat and lower all the way down. Once you're on your belly, bend your knees. Take your arms and reach back towards your legs. Don't hold on yet. See if you can bring your arms a little bit closer to your legs. Some of us will lift our thighs off our mat. If that's a zing in your lower back, just keep pressing your thigh bones down onto the ground. And I bet, much like myself, your chin is trying to do a lot of it. So instead, let your chin stay parallel to the ground. Release it down, make a pillow with your hands, and then windshield wiper your legs back and forth. Straighten your legs like we did earlier. Take your arms behind you and interlace your hands. Drag your knuckles towards the back edge of your mat. Use your legs so your kneecaps are coming off the ground as you press your feet down. And now here's the challenge. See if you can unlace your hands, but keep your hands close to each other. Oh my goodness, right? So this is shoulder mobility, and this is a different way of gauging your range of motion. When you're holding on, you're gonna be able to go deeper because you've got some leverage. Without leverage, it's hard, and it's actually stabilizing as well. So you've got your shoulder muscles doing a stretch and a strength all at the same time. Now release it down. Come through all fours, so that's that stability that we were finding, and we'll sit in a cross-legged seat. And that cross-legged seat might involve sitting on your folded blanket or a cushion from your couch or one of your blocks. Once we're seated, let's cross with our right shin in front and make it a nice tight cross, meaning walk your feet underneath your knees so it feels like a bit of a hip stretch. It's going to be our hip stretch for today. And then, as you've done a number of times, right arm up to the sky, thumb to the sky, pat yourself on the back, left arm up to the sky, thumb to the sky. Take your right arm, back of your hand to the small of your back, and those two try to come towards each other a little bit or quite a bit. And then we'll pause in a bit of a shoulder and hip opening meditation. Release your arms, lean back, release your legs. You can give them a little waggle out in front of you. Cross now left shin in front of right shin. We'll tighten up the cross a little so we feel it in our glutes and in our hips. And then once we're here, we'll take our right elbow up to the sky and our left arm up our back. And pause. Stay with your seated cross-legged position. Just release and now bend your left elbow to the sky. Reach those two hands towards each other. Go back and forth like this, just with some movement. And then release, lean back, waggle your legs, lie down on your back. Let your feet be hip distance, knees pointing to the sky. Shimmy your shoulder blades, and this is nice feedback against the ground. Let them move towards each other. Lift up and find the interlace that we did on our bellies here in a bridge pose. If the interlace doesn't work, that's fine. Hold the edges of your mat and try to pull your mat apart and pull your mat away from your head. Gently release it down. Snuggle your shoulder blades once again underneath you. And either stay with your knees bent for our Shavasana final meditation or straighten one leg and then the other. You can close your eyes, cover your eyes. It's our rest and digest. You're welcome to stay here in your Shavasana for as long as you would like. If it's time, take a stretch, bring your knees into your chest, roll to either side onto your pup, and all the way up to a comfortable way to sit. Palms up or down. Notice if some of our work has remained here in your shoulders, and see if you can't take it with you off your mat and into your life. I'm Andrea. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I look forward to us doing this again together soon.